Okay, I couldn't find a good talking video because so many of the patterns online are from Asia and they don't speak English. So this is the pattern that I'm using for this one. It's the European size. I'll put a link, but it's the large. Probably should have done the extra large. These are running really small in my opinion. So you need to cut 2 pieces out of your lining fabric and 2 pieces out of your outside fabric. I also have a 4-inch, or this maybe 3.5, 3 to 4 inch piece of pipe cleaner that goes over the bridge of the nose to help close gaps around the nose. And then this one is going to be elastic ear loop, although you can do it with ties also. And the last one I made the loop 6.5 inches long each, and that was too long. So these are 5.5 inches long each, and it's just small elastic. So the first thing you're going to do is match your lining fabric right sides together. And I'm making this with an opening in the lining to put a HEPA filter vacuum bag piece to make a filter whenever they come in from Amazon, but you don't have to. So in the lining piece, you're just gonna, and you gotta use really small seam allowances because these patterns are super small. Either that, if you're more comfortable with larger seam allowances, cut it into your pattern. But right now I'm just using kind of the edge of my presser foot or just a little shy of that. So I'm just on a straight stitch. I'm gonna just sew around this curve. Like I said, very small seam allowance. And then I'm gonna stop here and back stitch a little bit so it won't unravel. This is gonna be your pocket and also where you're gonna turn inside out. So give yourself some room. Start again here. Oops, that was not enough seam allowance. And you do want to kind of be careful with your seam allowances because you got to match a lining with an exterior, so they do need to match up. And those of you that aren't sewers, make sure you back stitch so that it won't unravel. All right, so that's my scissors. That's your lining piece with the pocket opening for a filter. That's not necessary, and I haven't tried it, but I'm just leaving it as an option. If that stresses you out, don't do it. This one you're going to do the same thing, except this is the outside piece. So you're just going to stitch the whole thing. So now you have your lining piece and your outside piece, right sides together. So anytime you're turning anything, making anything that's two-sided with a lining, you got to put your right sides together. And this step, just find your top. What's that noise? And you're gonna just kind of match. If you want to put a couple of pins, I'm kind of renegade and usually don't sew with pins, but if you're not a real experienced seamstress, pin at your seams so things don't slide around. It's probably a good idea, frankly. I just tend to be skipping it. So as you've got your right sides together, you got to put your elastic ear loops in. So they're gonna come here, and remember, don't get to thinking that they go this way, because then when you turn it inside out, they're going to be inside your lining. They have to go this way so that when you flip it, it's the right size. Okay, and make sure that they're as close to the edge as you can and still be inside your seam allowance. See, like you don't want to put it right on the edge here because that's going to be outside of this bottom seam allowance. So you have to. Oh, that's the iron making that noise. I thought Harrison was breathing hard. All right, I'll try pins and see how that works. So the first time I did this, I did one side and then put the other elastic in. So let's just start at this top corner here. Remember, unless you're enlarging this particular pattern, for most average size women, I would say really small seam allowance because they're small. All right, so just gonna stitch over this. Put your needle in your fabric if you're not familiar with that trick so that you can pivot and not lose your place on everything. Line up your seams. I didn't press them open because I'm trying to make a lot. This is not like couture sewing. But it'll just keep it from being bulky and flatten those seams out as you sew it. All right, now we've gotten to the part where the second ear loop's gonna go in. I'm just gonna poke it in here. Make sure you don't catch your elastic when you sew other parts. Okay, that should be about right. And then this is just, once you've got everything kind of in the right place, it's just go around the edge. Trim your threads. By all means, remove the pins. We're suffering enough at the hospital. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew this without the nose piece in it. I don't know if it's the best way to do it, but this is my third one, so it seems to be working for me. Back stitch. Remove your pins. Now you're going to turn, well, no, now we're going to put the nose piece in. So this is super important. As it goes over the bridge of your nose, it gaps on us, and it feels so much more secure if you have the wire nose piece. So I thought about twist ties, seen some videos with twist ties. I haven't seen anyone online using pipe cleaners, but pipe cleaner seems to work really well for me because the fuzzy part seems like it makes it lay down and stay in place better than a twist tie would. Floral wire would probably work. You'd need to put maybe a dab of hot glue on the end so it wouldn't poke through. I've set my machine on a wide zigzag stitch, and on the lining side and right below where my seam is, I'm just gonna zigzag it in place. And I curved it a little bit. I curved the pipe cleaner a little bit to fit the nose part. Make sure your zigzag's wide enough so your needle doesn't hit your pipe cleaner. Lord knows we can't go out to Joann's and get new needles. Okay, so as you can see, it's really nice the way the fuzz kind of holds it in place. I don't know if you can see. All right, so I was pretty proud of that pipe cleaner idea, that and the fact that we have 500 of them here at the house. All right, so now you're just gonna turn it right side out through your little pocket that can later be used for a HEPA filter, like from people are cutting up portions of a vacuum cleaner bag. I ordered some on Amazon. I've got 9 vacuum cleaner bags for $11. That's really cheap, in my opinion. All right, now take it over here to the iron, and you're just gonna kind of turn all your seams, make sure they're right on the edge, and just press it a little bit. I don't guess this step is completely necessary, but I do think it probably helps it lay down tighter on your face. And then for the pocket, I'm not sure it's necessary. Like I said, I haven't tried out the filters yet. I'm not sure it's necessary to finish this little pocket in any sort of way. I'm thinking that if we just iron it like this, I mean, you could hem that little pocket. I just, desperate times. So this little pocket will remain available to cut a filter and put in there. But for now, it can just kind of lay closed. You've got your bendable stay in place thing. It's okay. Oh yeah, this is better. All right. Everybody's gonna love us. You know, they always say us in labor and delivery are a little extra, so all of our masks have glitter on them. Evangeline donated her Easter dress material to the cause. So yeah, this is sitting down real good on my face, and the ear loops seem to be, I think it could use some more fabric in the chin area. I will probably cut it a little longer in the chin area, but I really like this pattern. It hugs my face really well, and it feels pretty secure. So I hope that helped. Thank you, everybody who's trying to help us stay safe.